What's good, YouTube? In today's video, I'm gonna be giving you guys a runaround if the 2015 Infiniti Q50 3.7 is worth it to buy in 2025. Well, it's 2024, but we're just gonna say 2025 because we're about 4 weeks away from 2025. So going into the new year, I'm gonna just give you guys a quick runaround if I think the car is worth it and like what its pros and cons are, if it's like good on gas or bad on gas or reliable or not. So start off with what it is. It's a 2015 Infiniti Q50 Premium. It does not have the Akabano brakes. It has small brakes, but it does have sport wheels and a sport bumper and paddle shifter. So I kind of got 3 to 4. We got about 3/4 of the way there, but yeah. So starting off, one, with the reliability. The reliability of this car is pretty good, but it does have its like cons. My cons were the transmission and the valve body. The valve body on this car went out about, I'll say, like 4 months ago, and that alone was like a $3,000 job through Infiniti. I have warranty, so I did not pay $3,000 out of pocket. I know you guys are gonna be like, yo, you paid $3,000 for valve? Nah. So it was $3,000. I paid $200 deductible, so I didn't really have to come out of pocket that much for the valve body. But with me, as soon as I drive off the lot, let's say this pole is the lot right here, the Infiniti lot. I drive off the lot, I get about down the street, like literally it's still visible, and the transmission started messing up again, and it was just a whole mess. I took it right back the same hour that I picked it up, and they drained the transmission fluid and they said it was a foul transmission. So it really comes down to the model you get, or not even the model, but like the car. If you get like over there another one, you might not have the same issues as me, but you're bound to go through a valve body or two with this 3.7 model, unless you do the VR30 transmission swap, which that one has. But that was one. Going into number two, we're gonna do speed. The car is not fast, but it's not slow, but it's also fun, but you do get used to it. Mine in particular is rear wheel drive. You can get an all wheel drive version, but who wants that? No one really wants that. So, but it's not slow. You keep up with most like V8 cars, but most of the time you are one of the quicker cars on the road because most people drive like a TSX. No hate to you guys, but yeah. So it's not the fastest. I could put a 0 to 60 clip in there in a bit. 0 to 60 video for the 2015 Infiniti Q50 tuned and with just simple bolt-ons. Going into price of this car, I'm gonna give you guys a full breakdown on what most of this stuff cost me. So starting off with the car itself, ran me about 23-ish from the dealer with 40,000 miles, and this is post quarantine, so this is like when prices were all the way up to the roof. And it's a cheap payment. I put money down. I pay about $300 for it a month, so it wasn't the worst thing to get, especially coming from like my cars, like my past cars. It was definitely one of the more nicer cars to get. And everything else, like mod and cosmetic wise, was extra. So the trunk right here ran me about $400. It's off of a red sport that's the same color as my car, so I didn't have to worry about painting or anything. It came with the taillights. These wheels were free from a trade. I did buy Akabano brakes. They were red. I'll probably throw a picture in here right now, but I did buy some, but someone came to me with way more cash than I paid for them, and I had to let them go. And I was like, dude, it's either I spend more money to put these brakes on, or I just make some cash. And I was like, of course I want to make the cash. The bumper I bought for $300, but this one is brand new from the dealer because in about exactly a year ago, I crashed the car on this side right here. And since I had bought a bumper like this one, they were like, we're gonna do you a favor and we're just gonna put a brand new one for your car perfect on. Obviously it's been a year now, so it has its flaws, but this one is from the insurance company, brand new from dealer. So next off, I'm lowered on Megan coils. That was about $600 ish with install. So definitely puts the car where it needs to be height wise, because I know OEM, they're up high, like they're at least like right here, there's like a big, like half a foot gap. Moving on to the interior, on the cost factor, I have some parts down there, but no biggie. First off, we have the 2018 shift knob conversion. It's a little dirty right now, but this was in the boot were $60. It was a come up, had to do it. Paddle shifters were, I believe, $80 on eBay, and they bolt right up. They're off of a 370Z. Radar was $150. Suede headliner with stars was about $400. Carbon was off of Amazon. It looks beautiful. This was probably like $40. I don't really remember. This was like the first actual thing I did to the car aside from tint. So it was tint like the same or the second day, and then we went to these carbon overlays, which were shipped the same day. So good looks to Amazon Prime. Definitely a good investment. That's most of the cosmetics for the interior. The car is relatively stock, aside from being bolt-on with tune. The tune was $550, but that's mainly because I know the guy. It's a good price. You can get I'm definitely gonna add more maps because they tried to steal the car recently. I don't know if you guys know, but in my past video, I did an install because they broke my sunroof and got into my car and stole all of my stuff. So they couldn't get the car, so they decided to steal my cologne. But I don't know what they thought, but they for some reason couldn't get the car, which I'm very happy they couldn't, because I would have had to go through that insurance and talking to cops and all that, and I don't feel like doing all that. So I would much prefer to just replace some $60 cologne and a sunroof rather than replace a full car, because you got to deal with banks, you got to deal with your credit, it's just a whole process, and it's a long one. So I'd rather have my car. But lastly, we're gonna do gas mileage. As you guys know, like I said, the car's bolt-on tuned. It shoots flames. I'll put a clip in here right now. It's not the best on gas, but it's not bad. So it's like if you're driving in eco mode, eco map, whatever you want to call it, like just driving slow, you can definitely get up there in the gas mileage. I've seen like 24, 25 highway, maybe 18-ish city. And when you're on it, of course, your gas mileage sucks. I've seen like 9 miles a gallon. I've seen 11. So it really just depends on how you feel that day, how you want to drive it. And that's just going to bring me to a conclusion of the car. Me personally, I think the car's worth it if you like it. If you don't like the car, you have to really be a selective group to like this car. And when I say that, it doesn't mean the car's bad. It just means, do you want to deal with its pros and cons? Because it has good things and it has bad things. The car looks good, it performs good, but you have to know what you're doing. You can't just jump into the car and expect it to look however you want it. You have to build most of these cars from the ground up. Me personally, I didn't buy the sport model, so it wasn't looking aggressive at first. It was looking kind of bad. But once you spend the money, everyone in the community says it's pay to play. And the more I've been into it, I see it's true, because everything on this car costs money. Like the small things, like the chrome delete costs money. The mirror caps cost money. The headlights I do, but they cost money to make. To lower it costs money. To put the bumper, it costs money. Tail light conversion off of the 2020, it costs money. So it's really an expensive hobby, but if you like it, you'll love it, because it's a perfect car for the price range. It's a good price. You're not paying $35,000 for a twin turbo BMW M3, but you're definitely getting a good car for $20,000. It's not gonna leave you stranded most of the time. I know he over there, he's recording right now. He blew 2 radiators and 1 transmission within having the car for a year. So, but the transmission, it really just comes down to the car. If your car has it replaced already, if you're on the first one, OEM one, or I know a guy in California, he's never like swapped his transmission. So it really just comes down to the car. Like you either get a good one or you either get a bad one. Me personally, I think I got a good one. It was just the small fact that the transmission went out. That's really the only issues this car giving me within a year. And I put about 45,000 miles on it within a year. So yeah, like I said, the car's worth it if you guys want to buy this car. If you guys want to hop into something nice and sporty for a good price that's not going to break the bank, it's worth it. If you want to spend about $40,000 on a BMW, go ahead. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.